Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. So glad that you could be a part of the show. Um, and let us give you a break from all the things that have been good. Listen, it's been an intense week for sure. And time to wind down, time to celebrate in some cases. I don't know why, but I mean, yeah, I do know why. If you are of a certain political persuasion, even though we don't talk politics here, we're just going to say uh, congratulations. And I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, thanks to all the things that happened during the week. On today's show, we've got a lot of stuff to get to, including some escape monkeys. We got to talk escape monkeys because, this could be the beginning of the end of all things. And so we have to talk about some escape monkeys. We are going to be talking Star Wars. We're going to be talking. I'm going to noob myself for that, by the way, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. We're going to be talking Nerd Roundtable. We are going to talk a little sports, not football. Get plenty of that on our brother station, 97.1, 97.7 The Fan. But there's a big fight coming up next week, and this might be the only place I could talk about it unopposed. Probably is the only place I could talk about it.
I could oppose you if you want me to.
Nah, you don't need to oppose me.
I could be Jake Paul's advocate.
By the way, joining me tonight, not Odie. He is under the weather. Not Matthew, because he's just not here. And I'm not going to do the gathering thing because I don't know if he's at a gathering. He's just not here. But Cameron is here. And this and this reminds me a lot of pandemic times. Except for when the pandemic hit, I was here all by myself. I'm like, I'm a guy who plays off of other people. I'm not that guy who can sit here and talk for 2 hours straight. I don't want to be that guy. And I asked Cameron to help out, and he did it from his house. So we were able to do StreamYard from his house. Even went out and got a nice green screen for the background and everything. And so it was just me and him for a while. And I will be forever grateful for that, because it would have been rough, me by myself, for sure.
I like to think of myself as a foundational pillar.
That's it. Foundational pillar.
Or a load-bearing beam.
A load-bearing beam. Yeah, there you go. By the way, text line is 71307. And if you want to be a part of the show, please text Flaccid, use as many CZs, whatever. Misspell stuff, I don't care, because it's just us here. And we're gonna have fun for the next 2 hours. Also, we are live on stream at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. Text line says, text says, hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Did you see the OG Bloodline is back? Yes, I did. We'll go ahead and talk about that. And
it seems like a lot of people are feeling oozy.
Yes. I will go ahead and address this texter. It says, thanks to all who voted red for Peanut and Fred. Just because it rhymed. It was really good. So speaking of the OC Bloodline, who are the fifth guys? So the new Bloodline and those guys, including the Samoan Werewolf, my favorite wrestler right now, just because he's amazing. Solo says he had a group of 5, those guys, and then Sami Zayn. Said Sami Zayn was on his side. Sami Zayn come in and kick Solo in the face. So apparently not on his side. I still think
there's a little bit of some trepidation right there.
I still think there's some time for Solo to change his mind about all that. So anyway, my favorite part is Jay going up to Roman and saying, hey, I told you talk that way to me. I'm out. There's your 1. You got 2. So, and a lot of people have talked about how Jay has made a name for himself and how he doesn't need to be, he should be on fairly equal footing with Roman and not be an underling being told what to do. And Jimmy said the same thing. So at the end of SmackDown, the original ones all threw up their ones. They're still missing a wise man, and they're still missing a 5th person. So the question is, who's going to be the fifth person? I think we know who the fifth person is for the new bloodline. It's going to be The Rock.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Some people even pointed out and showed how Solo was dressed last night. He was dressed like OG Dwayne with the turtleneck.
He was.
And a chain and everything. They've been throwing subtle hints out here and there that that The Rock is going to be a part of that bloodline. But who's the fifth guy for the OG bloodline?
Paul Heyman.
No, it can't be Paul Heyman.
We're gonna have Paul Heyman versus The Rock. It's gonna be great.
It can't be Paul Heyman. So I don't know who they bring in as that fifth person. If you have any idea who you think it'll be, text line 71307 or on stream 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Viper Dave says Andre the Giant. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Andre the Giant. Could be the ghost of Andre the Giant. You never know.
What about R-Truth?
R-Truth is a way to go. There is another Anoy family guy who just got signed to NXT. Maybe you bring him in, or you get really risky. You can't bring in. I was going to say you bring in Kevin Owens, but he's already in a big deal with
Cody. Would be
Randy Orton.
The weirdest one.
There's already some pictures out there of Cody being there with them.
Yeah,
it would.
Hasn't he had beef with the new
with all of them? You know what? I think Cody probably makes the most sense. He probably does. Texter says Cody Rhodes. So yeah, I guess there's already been some fake posters made. They look pretty good, and Cody's in there. I still have a theory that in the end, Sammy screws over Roman and all of them and doesn't really turn heel. He just gets his revenge, like some other people have talked about doing, like a certain Scottish superstar. But we'll see. Probably not. It's going to be the five of them. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that the OG bloodline is going to win, though. With The Rock in there, I mean, you never know. Okay. For some reason, Facebook user said he died. I hope not, but I don't know how you're texting if you died. And
also, it's kind of weird that we can't see who's who on there.
I can.
You can?
Yeah. I can see who's who.
I know who it is.
No, he changed his name to that.
No, there's two of them. There's two separate ones.
Is there really?
Because one is the guy who isn't here. And then the other one is, I believe, Scott.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that? Yeah, that is weird. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I can't see. Okay, maybe he's hiding his identity on purpose. So apparently Odie is up there. And yeah, the other one is Scott. It is weird that we're not seeing. You know, I noticed that a little bit Friday on the Rob Brown show that we lost some names as far as that goes. It's
only to do with Facebook.
Yeah, it's weird. So maybe identify yourself or don't, because now you can get away with stuff and we ain't going to know who you are on the Facebook page. So yeah, wrestling, really looking forward to what they're doing with all that. AEW, I'm a little concerned because I don't know what's going on with John Moxley and the BCC, but I kind of like it. We'll see about that. We are going to take our first break. When we come back, we are going to, I don't know. We may come back with signs of the impending apocalypse because I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about the monkeys right away. I think I want to talk about the monkeys right away. So that's what we're going to do. I am running the board that I've only ran 3 times. So chances are noobage is going to happen. I already owe 1. So we'll get that when we come back. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. All right, we are playing the signs of the impending apocalypse theme. Before I get to my newbie, let me address those of you watching on the stream during the breaks. You're not going to hear us because the setting was changed on the board that I can't fix. It requires outside help, which I have reached out to outside help, and hopefully they'll be able to help me. Or who knows? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't think it's me though. I really don't. I think that is something else because I'm guessing you could probably hear me now. All right, and before we get to what our signs of the impending apocalypse is, I owe this. All right, so there we go. I got a new by the way because I forgot I have to turn the mics on for people. And now I remembered. All right, in case you haven't heard, monkeys have escaped. Monkeys have escaped here in South Carolina. Specifically, 43 monkeys have escaped.
That's a lot of monkeys.
Yeah, from what I understand, though, I think at least one of said monkeys has been caught.
Is that enough to fit in a barrel?
A small barrel, but only one has been caught. Not the other 42. More than 40 monkeys escaped from a research facility in South Carolina on Wednesday, prompting warnings for nearby residents to secure their doors and windows. So these are little monkeys, but they're still monkeys, and they're at a lab. So you don't know what
has been done to the monkeys. What are they researching?
Yeah, well,
are they researching disease? Are they trying to make super monkeys?
Okay.
Will one pop up and turn into an Uzaru?
According to the website of Alpha Genesis, they breed monkeys to provide non-human primate products and bio-research services across the globe. The company's clinical trials reportedly include research on progressive brain disorders. So the monkeys might be crazy. They might be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell if a monkey's crazy or not. But the monkeys, you
can tell when a monkey's crazy.
Yeah,
you can see that the rain's look in their eyes.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much what they say. They're and their monkeys are young females weighing approximately 6 to 7 pounds. Like I told you, they're little monkeys. They're not sea monkeys. Because those weigh a whole lot less than that. Sea monkeys weigh less. Let's see. According to the agency, and I made sure I highlighted this because it's very important, and I'm sure this will help anyone who is having problems and thinking, "Oh no, monkeys." The agency said the CDC added the risk of the public is low as long as people do not approach or come in contact with the monkeys. Oh, okay.
That is such a loaded thing to say.
Okay.
As long as they don't encounter you, you're fine.
Yeah. As long as you don't approach the monkeys or touch the monkeys or pet the monkeys or let a monkey scratch or bite you, you're probably good. I mean,
so are we talking zombie apocalypse here? Are we talking like, I don't know.
Well, I looked up the synopsis for 12 Monkeys, which was a movie
I was trying to
a
think
while
of how
back.
many monkeys that was.
Traveling back in time is as simple as James Cole, played by Bruce Willis, learns the hard way. Imprisoned in the 2030s, James is recruited on a mission that will send him back to the 1990s, where he can stop a major plague being released by monkeys. Texter says, as long as it's not 22 monkeys. Another texter says 12 monkeys, which I just brought up. Here's the thing. It's a lot of monkeys, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of monkeys. Apparently, someone didn't secure the gate.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like, Jeb had been there. He'd been there a long time.
What if they're super intelligent monkeys?
Well, they could be. It could be the beginning of Planet of the Apes. It could be. Viper Dave says on the stream, Dustin Hoffman, outbreak monkeys. Could be. I don't know. Last time things involving monkeys happened, the world shut down. I'm just saying, no, that was bats, but still, I mean, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So there are monkeys loose. This is one of those things you hear about happening in, another country or something, but not only are the monkeys loose in the United States of America,
they're loose here.
The monkeys are loose in South Carolina. So none in the upstate unless they hitched a ride. I mean, so they do have thumbs, so they could have hitched, I guess. I don't know. It's possible.
Where are y'all headed?
Wayward trucker.
Greenville? All righty then.
Hey, fellas, jump on in. Yeah, that sort of thing. yeah, it's kind of weird. I just gotta admit, it's kind of weird.
Are they forbidden from jumping in the trunk bed?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's not good. So anyway, yeah, because no one's allowed to ride in the truck bed.
Oh no more monkeys jumping on the.
Oh, the truck bed monkeys jump. Okay, I get it. I get it.
See monkey puns.
So
We have so many.
Text line 71307 or stream 98.9 WRD or Upstate Pulse at Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. If you've seen the monkeys, we want to know where the monkeys are, and if you have approached said monkeys.
Please do not touch the monkeys.
And as we said many times, you are our citizen reporters. No, do not approach the monkeys unless you have a microphone and do it from a distance and ask the monkeys why they are there, if how they feel about their freedom, that type of thing.
If they identify themselves in the first person and have very large brains,
okay,
then we might be in trouble.
Yeah, and what do they plan to do in the future, and are they willing to go back? I mean, because that's a lot of monkeys. Can you imagine?
Jojo shall get my revenge upon
the
research center.
Can you imagine being at a stoplight and suddenly, no, you know what I'd be thinking? If a bunch of monkeys jumped on my car, Jumanji, the original one.
Oh yeah,
where all the monkeys were going through town, and the monkeys were about that size too.
Yeah.
The monkeys in Jumanji were about that size.
Where's Robin Williams when you need him?
Well, he did. Oh,
Dave.
Well, is there a moon out tonight? I don't know.
I made that joke earlier.
Yeah, it's not a giant. Well, I didn't get it then. I get it now. So it's not a giant monkey. It's a little monkey. Texture says Teenage Mutant Ninja Monkeys. You know what? That probably makes more sense than turtles.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Because I bet a monkey can be trained to be a ninja, and they're already can be pretty quiet.
Ninja Monkey Force.
Yes.
That sounds like an off-brand toy brand.
Texture says, do you remember those old commercials for trunk monkeys? I might keep one of those in my trunk. It'd come in handy. Good. Those are great commercials, by the way. I love those commercials. Those were really good. So
trunk
anyway,
monkeys?
Trunk monkeys. You should look it up. The commercials they are well done. They really are. So monkeys are loose in South Carolina.
Uh-oh.
Wow. That's two.
That is dos. Or zwei.
Just talk.
Zwei.
Tell them what I'm looking for.
He is looking for the new button because he forgot to turn that off.
I did. I wasn't planning on coming in and, well, anyway. And then I hit the wrong button. So that should also one. That should be, yeah. I'm going to have to double noob myself.
And one more.
This is why he called in. This is why Odie called in sick. Because he thought, so that's three. That's three in the first 28 minutes
to the current record.
Yeah, I'm almost to the record. You're right.
Do better. I want Odie to keep that record just so we can make fun of him for it. What is the texter saying?
There's just a lot of texts, and you know what? I need to take a break because I need
from the show, from life.
Well, I need to pull things together. That's just what I'm doing. All right, you listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo and Cameron with you. Apologies to anyone listening on the stream because you can't hear because a board setting has been changed and I can't fix it. Sorry. We are efforting, hopefully, getting that taken care of. If not, please stick with us through the couple minutes that we have breaks because there's nothing I can really do to fix it. I'm sorry.
I mean, you could still just, stare at us.
Yeah, you could. You could see me just looking hurt and angry and things like that. But if you want to be a part of the show, text line is 71307. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch during the show portions, not during the breaks right now, at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. Texter writes, do coyotes eat monkeys? Monkeys this size, probably.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, if these monkeys have been experimented on in a certain way, then you don't have just crazy monkeys, then you have crazy coyotes. And I'm a little more afraid of crazy coyotes than I am 6-pound monkeys.
Yes, because they can build traps.
They absolutely can.
But they tend to backfire.
They won't catch you if you're fast, but most of us are not.
Hey.
Texter says, give them guitars, then they can form a band. Yes, they can. And if they do, I'll be a daydream believer. Bear says, I touched a monkey. What do I do now? Go to the emergency room. Someone texts Chiquita. I don't know. I don't know why.
What the heck is that? Is
I don't
is
don't
it
know.
a person?
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they meant tequila. Let's see. Texter says, I'm a believer in the monkeys. Those monkeys don't monkey around. Laugh out loud. Many more monkey puns.
I wonder if they'll catch that last train to Clarksville.
Okay, Texter says, I'm pretty sure the state government of South Carolina isn't researching the monkeys. So what exactly are the feds doing there? And then they say suspicious as something. So yeah. It's not good.
Someone's got to stop all this monkey business.
Someone just texted me and said Chiquita bananas. That makes sense. And Chiquita is a banana. Yeah. I know.
Oh.
I'm dealing with stuff here, people.
Is that like
okay?
fancy bananas?
I'm not thinking clearly. I'm sorry. And no, I'm not going to get the noob record, Dave. Leave me alone. You know something that absolutely will go well? As far as that, no, the show's fine. Okay. I'm sorry you can't hear during commercials. The radio portion, as far as I know, is functioning perfectly fine. All over not only South Carolina, by the way, congratulations to the Gamecocks and the Tigers. Georgia, that's not good, Georgia, and North Carolina. So welcome to all you guys. And in case you weren't around for the show's been around for a decade, hard to believe, but yes, just about a decade. Every Christmas, we do something called the Upstate Pulse Annual Christmas Karaoke Special. The fact that annual is in there means that it happens every year. I don't know if you knew that, but I used to put the exact number in there, and then it really bothered Chris, so I kept doing it. But yeah, I just stopped because Chris ain't here and he's not responding to my text. So anyway, I
was going to say, I just think we just lost count at some point.
Well, there was that too, but the main thing, the main reason why believe it or not, if I find out something annoys someone, I might do it more than once. It's
You don't say.
Oh, Texture says the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean is Chiquita.
Oh,
yeah, I forgot the name of the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean.
I thought his name was Jack.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm pretty sure it was Jack.
No, I think they're talking about like the actual monkey's name, not
the
character it was playing.
All right.
The character it was playing was Jack the monkey, but instead the actual name of the monkey is Chiquita.
I gotcha. So back to the Upstate Pulse Annual Christmas Karaoke Special. What we do every year is we gather a group of friends in these very rooms. Maybe they'll show up, and we do Christmas karaoke in other people's voices because we don't want to use our own voices. And so we've got a couple of things for sure that are happening. Everything else is we try to have some stuff prepared, and then we will take some requests and try to do those requests. Now we got 2 hours and a ton of things to squeeze into it, and we only got like 6 weeks before this thing happens.
I thought you said 7 earlier.
Yeah, I said like 6. So like 6 is, I mean, if you want to do the exact math, it's December 21st.
I could. It's just like you're lessening it. We only have 5 days until.
No, it's not that close. It's still in December and like the weekend before Christmas for
Look,
sure.
all I'm saying is I'm questioning my reality here.
Okay, so it is something we look forward to every week. We have fun. We think you guys enjoy it. We don't know. In the end, we're still going to do it anyway, unless management says no, which they haven't yet. Probably not going to get to do it live somewhere. Viber Dave, by the way, says Hell's Bells and the Voice of the Muppets. Here's the thing: that's not a Christmas song. I mean, maybe for demons it is, but last time I checked, we're not demons. Odie, sometimes I'm not so sure about, but you just never know.
He pretty much flip flops, and then he does. Good one, and then we gotta.
It depends on the day, and from what we understand, he's passing demons right now. That's why he's not here. So anyway,
he's exercising them vigorously.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Hopefully, it doesn't require a priest, because that would be weird and uncomfortable, probably. So Upstate Pulse Annual Christmas Karaoke Special. Mark your calendars. I believe it's December 21st, and we're gonna have fun.
The Haunting of Otis.
No, Dave, it's not. It's not a great Christmas song. I will tell you a couple things that are going to happen for sure. Is we will start with our new tradition of Bill Frady's Night Before Christmas. It was a big hit last year. In case you didn't know it, his shotgun is beige.
We did learn that.
Yes, we learned that. And so we'll be starting the show with that. We also, of course, Cartman and Goofy are going to do a song. Not quite sure which one that's going to be yet. It'll be uncomfortable for Goofy, and Cartman will think it's hilarious. Last year, for the first time, they teamed up it was 2 years ago. They teamed up in hatred against the Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show, who came in with a trombone and a harmonica. Not sure he's going to reprise that. We do have special.
Is the trombone even still working after it fell?
I don't know. He drops everything, dude.
That's
what he does. He's you have no idea how much stuff he actually drops. This is why it's like I let him hold your lightsaber.
You didn't.
I did. I'll buy him a new one if I. It's like, please don't drop it. Please don't drop it. And then he almost did, and he handed it back to me. So I didn't have to tell you, but I thought this was a safer place to tell you, to let you know.
In front of a lot of witnesses, yes.
Yeah, of course, in case something were to happen.
Man, the show got really silent all of a sudden.
So right now we have 7 seats, and all 7 seats are filled. So like I said, we got the trilogy happening. Solid Snake and Pappy, and they're continuing to take over the North Pole. Do they actually accomplish whatever they were doing this year? I don't know.
Maybe.
It's good radio. It's historical radio. It's like what radio used to be back in the day before there was TV.
Yeah, it's harkening back to the old radio plays.
That's right.
Like War of the Worlds.
I think, didn't I participate last year too? I can't remember.
Somebody did.
Yeah, I think it was me. It might have been Chris. I don't know.
I think somebody was being Santa.
Well, I don't know. So right now, as far as the Upstate Pulse Annual Christmas Karaoke Special goes, it's going to be Cameron and I. It's going to be Odie. It's going to be T2 making his return. I think it's been he's been on once since then.
Yeah, it was on like a month ago.
Yeah, so
I was about to go. It's going
to be cool because we discovered a new voice for Tim, and it's Tiny Tim, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, Cameron couldn't get through the song with him last year.
It broke me. No. Pappy was.
Well, Pappy couldn't get through. We'll see what he will do this year. We also we're going to have some little Elvis show up. Rob Brown making his return. He gets to be on every other year because all those other years he goes to Florida for his family for Christmas. He's going to be on this year.
I was about to say custody and all that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, he goes back home to Florida because it's Christmas. Let's go to Florida, but he's got family there, so he goes back to Florida. But he's not this year.
So he's a goose.
Listen, I saw him right in his calendar. So it's in his Google calendar. So we're good. He's probably going to be here. Doesn't mean he still won't double or triple book it. But he says he's going to be here, so he's going to be here. It's always a fun time when we do the Upstate Pulse Christmas Karaoke Special. Annual Christmas Karaoke Special.
Annual.
I got to make sure I remember that. Something else is coming up is Black Friday and the Black Friday sale at Borderlands Comics and Games.
Ooh.
If you don't go anywhere because you don't like going out on Black Friday and you like Cyber Monday and all that kind of stuff, you still should go to Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. You should go now. We can't go now because they're closed, but you should go 7 days a week, because you can definitely do that. But go on the Black Friday sale, because it's a big one, and they have specials, and they usually have people there signing and stuff. We'll try to get Rob back on before that is here, and talk to him about the sale and everything. But we always go and we always find some awesome deals on Black Friday. So if you go anywhere on Black Friday, you should go check out Borderlands Comics and Games. All right, we're going to take our final break of the hour. When we come back, we're going to talk Star Wars. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo and Cameron here. Odie is under the weather, and Matthew apparently had a gathering. Once again, and it's nothing that I can do to change. During the commercial breaks, we are not going to have sound because a setting was changed, and I can't fix it. It's something that requires engineering help, so I can't fix it. So I apologize for that. And I know you guys are saying, where are you? I can't hear you. There's no sound. That's why. So during breaks, you're not going to hear us. I mean, there is a way I can do it now that I'm thinking about it, where it might work. And I'll see about doing that at the top of the hour. It's a little bit tricky, but I will next break try to figure out if I can do that. But it will require pushing other buttons and us technically keeping our headphones on and all that kind of stuff, but we'll see about that. We'll see. So again, apologize for that. And hopefully that won't be a problem next week and going forward. All right. It was announced that there's going to be another Star Wars trilogy. The rumor is it's going to be 10 through 12. It's been debunked, and then it's been maybe, it's a lot of rumors. They are doing a new Simon Kinberg has reportedly closed a deal to write the new trilogy of films, which are being described as episode 10 through 12, and produced them alongside Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy. That's the part Scoop journalists seem to agree on. So Kinberg, who did the X-Men films, the original X-Men films, is the guy who is going to now. Did you like X-Men 1, 2, and 3? There were mixed feelings about those. The first one, everyone seemed to love because
it was the first one.
It was the first one.
Time you've seen the X-Men.
Yeah, and because we got to see Wolverine for the first time, we got to see Cyclops for the first time, Storm, all those, and not to mention like Toad and Sabretooth. I mean, and
you know what happens to a toe when it's struck by lightning? Same thing as everything else.
Exactly. So he's the guy who's going to be doing a new Star Wars trilogy. And here's the thing. There are a bunch of Star Wars movies supposedly coming. And
they've been supposedly coming for forever.
Yeah, but there are directors and writers attached. And in this case, this is a fairly big name, I suppose, Simon Kinberg. Do we need more Star Wars movies?
I don't know. And the other thing is, I'm not even sure if I like the fact that it's 10 through 12. I think that at this point, they should distance themselves away from like that story because, in my opinion, they did not do a good job with 7 through 9.
All right, I will say
because of a lack of cohesive vision.
Well, that's part of it, and ideology got in the way, and some things like that, especially in the second one. I thought they redeemed it a little bit in the third one, which would have been 9.
Yeah.
I thought they redeemed it some. A lot of people didn't like the fact that they had to bring back the Emperor. I like that. I thought the Sith Choirs was amazing.
Yeah, they had some great ideas in that. If they had been leading to that all along, great. It's like now how it should have ended had a great bit with that with Palpatine like trying to prep the Sith choir for when Rey arrived. It's like no, higher, go higher.
That sounds amazing. So the thing is, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars growing up. I didn't see the original in theaters because I was too young, but I saw it on HBO at the time. I saw every other one in the theater, including when I got spoiled for Empire Strikes Back. I hope that guy stubbed every toe that he has.
More than once.
More than once. Yes. More than once. That would be awesome if he did. And here's the thing. So according to things that I've read, the old head of Disney is back in charge, and he wants to go back with things that make money. You know what makes money? The original characters. Here's the problem with the original characters is almost all of them dead.
Yep. That's either on screen or
I mean,
off.
Lando's still alive and Luke's still alive, but Luke is dead in the movies.
Yeah.
But he can be a Force ghost. I mean, so you can still use that. And you can always, there are books, I think, where Luke had a kid. I mean, there are ways that you can still use the Skywalker name. And
But Dad, Rey's a Skywalker, isn't she?
yes, that bothered people too, and I didn't have a problem with that. People get adopted all the time.
I was kind of just like, really? You're gonna?
Texter says, guys, worst Star Wars line ever. Somehow Palpatine's still alive.
Yes, somehow Palpatine has returned.
That was Poe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Oscar Isaac because they didn't use him well enough either.
Yeah, he got emasculated. He got all kinds of things.
Problem. It's just like all of them were good actors, even Daisy Ridley. I know that people like the crap on her too. It's just like if they gave them better material, it would have been so much better. Because all of them were pretty good. They had potential. That was the most agonizing.
I think with Star Wars and certain properties, there's a generation out there who saw the original movies or even the prequels. Like in your case, those were technically your first Star Wars movies when you were able to understand and things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a generation like that out there that want this next generation to have something equally as good. And so the tradition will carry on.
Yeah. And the other thing with I know some of the people who really love the original trilogy, hated the prequels or whatever, but the prequels still fit in with the all around vision. Because Lucas started off with 4 through 6. Then he went back to 1 through 3. It still all fed into each other. They were all still telling the same story. They all still had the same themes. All of the messaging and stuff, everything worked together to get to the end, which the end should have still been 6. Here's the thing. You end it with Palpatine just being dead, the prophecy being fulfilled. Then you go from there and start examining other threats. Star Wars is a big galaxy.
Yeah, just like anything else. But I think people get mad. Well, that's the only story you want to hear. I don't. I mean, if that were true, then the animated series would never have happened. And without those animated series, we wouldn't have The Mandalorian now.
Yep.
Which is The Mandalorian and Grogu is one of the movies that they're done with filming. So now they're going.
Which I'm looking forward to. I've been enjoying the Mandoverse stuff.
So now they're going to go in and they're going to add all the effects to it, and and maybe some reshoots and things. But the principal photography for that is done. So I'm looking forward to that. There are some of the Star Wars series I would like to see another season of Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Ahsoka. I thought it was really good. To see some of those characters brought to life and for the most part, brought to life pretty good.
Yeah. I also like some of the concepts that they had, including the Dathomiri witches being a thing again.
Yes.
And having Revenant troopers and stuff like that.
So it was, I've had many arguments on this program from the beginning, mostly about the prequels, people getting mad or they're not as good as 4. The problem is with technology coming along, if you try to watch the movies in their order, you get to 4, 5, and 6, they look pretty bad. The story is still pretty good. The people who are upset about Luke being such a whiny whatever in the last couple of movies, he was whiny the entire time. I think maybe Return of the Jedi, not so whiny.
Well,
but he was cocky in Return of the Jedi. So I don't know.
He was acting like his dad the entire time. And they never knew until they brought it around to 1 through 3, where Anakin kind of had the same thing, where started off whiny in the first 2 and then ended up getting serious, but in a different way.
All right. Several texters are saying Kathleen Kennedy's got to go for it to succeed. She can't be around forever. And I don't want her to die. I just mean she can't be around forever.
I don't think anyone thought that, but
yeah. Texter says, guys, not going to lie. The Last Jedi was worse than the 1978 holiday special. No, it wasn't. It was not. Nothing's worse than that. That was pretty bad.
It was second to that.
Maybe it was second to that, but it definitely wasn't as bad as
it wasn't
that.
The basement, but it was close to the basement.
Yeah. I mean, the last step before you step off into the basement, you can see the basement. You're in the basement, but you're not until you step on the floor.
Almost got pushed into the basement.
Yeah,
but
so you're not in the basement till you actually step on the floor.
Yes.
So there's that. All right, another big hour coming up. Again, apologize. You're not going to be able to hear us during the break on Facebook or YouTube, and it's out of my hands. I've reached out, I've got no reply. So, um, we'll do what we can do. I have a solution. Maybe I might give it a shot. We'll see. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. So it was something that I could fix here.
Is it fixed now?
Yes, it is fixed now.
Hello, stream. You can hear us now.
So if you can hear us, please comment and tell us that you can hear us, because we need to know that that's working now.
Please. Tell
Yeah.
me now.
So I can go on and apologize to engineering for my overreaction.
I have been informed that they can hear us. It says your mother was a hamster, Dave. Also, someone says still no sound on Facebook, but that might just be Facebook.
Really weird. Didn't your mom say she could hear it?
Yeah.
Wonder what she's listening on.
I don't think I have. I've seen elderberry gummies before. That's a thing. Like actual elderberries? No. I know they're real, but
or Trump and members of his incoming administration. Qatar will resume
Bum, bum, bum,
the
bum.
Gaza ceasefire deal once Hamas and Israel demonstrate a sincere.
You know what? I don't know what elderberries smell like either. Cameron said he doesn't know what they smell like. I'm pretty sure I've seen things, elderberries, before.
This is according to an official who was briefed on the matter. And finally, the FEMA supervisor accused of ordering her subordinates to avoid certain Florida homes following Hurricane Milton has been fired. I'm Jane Fergus. This is Fox News.
I wonder if
Paul the roofer here. The other day I saw my wife has pumpkin spice creamer back in the fridge.
What?
So I guess fall is upon us.
Yeah.
I know that some of you guys were waiting for the craziness of summer to be over before you thought about your roof. So now is the time. School is back in session and summer is over. So give me a call at 864-346-3121. That's 864-346-3121. I will personally come out and give you a free assessment of your roof. Call today.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Time to get your nerd on. It's the Nerd Hour.
Get those nerds! Nerd!
Of the Upstate Pulse. Nerd! On News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Glad that some things got fixed, got in contact with engineering, and it was something that I could fix. But as an old, even though I was instructed how to do something a couple of times before, I didn't actually get it until now.
I don't think that's a matter of
Yeah.
age. It's
Well,
just-
no, I get it now. I get why. No, and I get why I didn't understand it too. But because I'm old, and so that happens sometimes. You're old. And then you don't get things.
So you're saying the light bulb's a bit dusty.
It was a setting that's changed. Really, it comes down. It's all Odie's fault for getting sick. Because if he hadn't got sick, I wouldn't be sitting over here. I wouldn't have went through problems.
Like you just blame him.
Apologies for mean thoughts towards Chris. So I apologize, Chris, and love you, dude. Thank you for fixing or helping me to fix it. And now I completely understand something that I didn't understand before. It is a setting in StreamYard that corresponds with the number on Axia, and I get it now. It only took me however long. We just switched this board. I've only used this board like 3 or 4 times. So, I'm making a bunch of excuses. I ain't getting no more noobs though. I'm just,
Good. I don't want you to.
3 is my limit. Not getting any more noobs. All right, in this hour, we are going to talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. We are going to talk about a couple of things that happened as far as pop culture goes. We got some video games, nerd roundtable, so much more. I want to get started with this, though. The movie Red One is coming out next week. Now, Dwayne is hit or miss. Some movies he's pretty good. Some movies he's not. I think it really comes down to writing and what his acting is like. Or his acting is pretty much the same in everything he does.
He's just The Rock.
Yeah, he is The Rock. In this case, this movie, Santa Claus is kidnapped and The Rock is like his head of security. He has to go get Chris Evans, much like I had to get Chris Evans. He has to go get Chris Evans.
Every big guy needs Chris
yeah,
Evans.
well, yeah, we do. He had to go get Chris Evans to
does that make
to
me
help
the
him
polar
out.
bear? Evidently, Dad is now reading his phone.
Well, yeah, I'm reading about it. If Chris, if you're listening, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to jump in, but you have to tell me where to bring you up at, because I'm I don't want to say a functioning idiot because I'm smarter than that, but I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not. I don't even know where that would come in at. So if you want to text me and tell me where that would come in at, that's fine. So anyway, this movie comes out next week. It looks pretty interesting. Santa Claus is J. Jonah Jameson. And so that's weird. And he's ripped, he's cut. He works out pretty good, and he still gets, and it's got Krampus in it. I mean, we've been wanting to see.
Look, it's all true to form. Krampus is that big, and Santa is that ripped.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see. We've seen Krampus in horror movies. Never seen Krampus in a slap fight before, and I want to see that. And here's the reason why I'm talking about this.
I won that, by the way.
Did you? We are going to go see it this week, but there's a special time, and I don't know if everyone knows about this because we bought our tickets and no one else has, and I don't think it's because the movie is not going to do well, because I think it is, but there's a special showing across the country at 4:00 tomorrow.
Which is so weird. I've never heard of anything.
Yeah.
Like
so if you haven't been watching TV or haven't seen the advertisements, so tomorrow on a theater next to you, the one we go to is the IMAX in Simpsonville, has a 4:00 showing of Red One, and we're going tomorrow. And last I checked, there were some more tickets available. So I mean, if you wanted to go see that movie, go see it tomorrow and just say hi, because we're going to be there at 4:00 to see it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to being able to talk about that next week too. The reason why we had to do it is because Cameron's birthday is Friday. And something else happens Friday that we're going to talk about. So after we go out and do some celebrating, or in this case, we may not. We may just stay home and do some celebrating because we're going to go another night to celebrate Cameron's birthday.
Yes.
And that is on the 15th. And if you listen to the Fan Upstate and listen to the Rob Brown Show, I am co-host producer on that show. And my picture is on the building to prove it.
I was about to say, your face is on.
Yeah, my face is on the building to prove it. Although after today's performance, I don't know. They might just be, let's see a guy up there at the razor just going right down the thing, just peeling my part off. Rob Brown does not agree with me on something, and I want to get your guys' take on it. And I know the purists are going to say you're wrong, but I don't really care. Mike Tyson. 59-year-old Mike Tyson is taking on the youngster Jake Paul. Now, here's the thing. I've had arguments with some people, and then, believe it or not, more people agree with me than don't as far as Jake Paul goes. I believe that Jake Paul has helped to bring boxing back into the limelight. I believe that he's brought interest to the youth to this sport that was and still is dying to a degree. And I think because of that, he should be lauded. He should not be made fun of, should not be condemned. He is doing his best to revive a sport that's dead and get interest. And the only way this sport stays alive is bringing in the kids to watch it. And my daughter came by today and I said, I'm looking forward to the fight this weekend. And she's like, oh, you mean the Jake Paul and the Mike Tyson fight? And that's not the fight I was talking about, because this Saturday, a week from tonight, we finally get John Jones versus Stipe Miocic in the UFC. And I'm looking forward to that. But she's a big UFC fan too. But immediately it was the Jake Paul fight, because her age group and younger, that's what they're interested in. And you know why they're interested in it? Because he brought attention to boxing.
I think in a lot of cases, I think a lot of the negative response to Jake Paul is because he's a
YouTuber. His brother's a YouTuber.
Well,
I know his brother did some stuff that's made people pretty upset.
Also, from what I understand, he's not that great of a guy either.
Probably not.
But I think it's one of those things of like, you have an interesting perspective where you can separate things. You understand that the content of character doesn't necessarily mean that people can't do specifically things for things. If I because of politics, I couldn't go see a movie or watch TV if I could not separate the art from the artist. And in this case, the art is boxing. Yes.
And because I am not a YouTube guy. I mean, I watch YouTube like a lot of people, but not religiously like some people do. And I don't care about influencers or anything like that. But in this case, I think this is good for the sport of boxing.
Also, if you want to look at it, it gives it a villain.
It does.
You keep rooting for people to knock off Jake Paul.
And that's the whole reason why I'm going to buy the UFC fight next week, hoping that John Jones finally loses.
Yep.
That's it. And yes, I will buy a UFC fight because I want John Jones to lose for sure. He gets my money because of that. And he's going to get my money next week. But the best part about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, this is on Netflix. Netflix is trying to get into the arena of sports, pun intended. And not only are they doing that, but in Europe and other places, WWE is already on Netflix. And in January, WWE goes from Peacock to Netflix. And they're already making slight changes. Last night, Kevin Owens hit a pile driver. That's been banned from WWE for years. And he hit it on Randy Orton, the guy who's had his back fused and stuff. I know it's on his head. It could have hurt his neck, but that's connected to your back. I don't know if you knew that or not. So
neck bone's connected to the backbone.
So
Bone's connected to the.
I'm watching this fight not because I care about Jake Paul. I'm watching this because I'm curious about how many of the whatever the generation is Generation Z now. I think I want to see how how Gen Z reacts to the fight, and also there's always a chance. And I know people like Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show believe that there are contracts written up that say that Jake Paul cannot be knocked out and things. But here's the thing. Mike Tyson, when he gets in the ring, he ain't gonna care about all that. If he loses money and all that, he's not going to care because he has a killer instinct.
Yep.
And when he sees opponent, I mean, if he can't bite your ear off, he can knock. I think Tyson comes out. If he knocks him out in the first minute or so, Tyson will win this fight. If it goes the distance, he's going to lose because of age, and stamina. So I really want to see this fight. I am so looking forward to this fight. It is, I believe the card has 4 fights on it or 5, and it will be the last one, of course. So who knows? It might be early Saturday morning before the fight actually happens. But I can't wait I want to see what the presentation is like on Netflix. I want to see the reaction on social media. I usually don't have social media up a lot when I'm watching a sporting event because I don't want to be distracted, but I am curious to see what's going to be said. I might even get the TikTok for it. I might even do that. Get the daggum TikTok. I don't know.
I want to see what the youths are saying.
I want to see what them
TikTok.
I want to see what them youths are saying. So what do you guys think? Text line 71307 or on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. What do you think? I want to see it. I do. And
I want to see if he loses in the ear.
I will tell you that I plan on doing a special report every day of the week on the Rob Brown Show, and he's going to absolutely hate it. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Morse code, smoke signals, hand signals, and the list goes on and on. At the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted forecast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Lows dip down to about 53. Tonight, under cloudy skies, northeasterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected with fog spots tomorrow. Chance for showers 58.
I mean, you might get ZZ Top.
Meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Right now, it's 64 degrees.
Not. Maybe if you put a tie in it.
It's like,
Maybe if you put a tie in it.
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, you might want to find that out. Dress codes do happen in play. There's probably people watching right now who have dress codes.
Information that matters amidst all the noise.
That's their job.
Listen to what those local folks are telling you.
Covering what impacts you.
Best coverage right here.
Updates at the top and bottom of the hour.
Some management walks around without shoes on. So, I mean, I just, so I'm not going to be specific. specific about
It's
who
been
that
years in the
manager may
making,
be.
and now Greenville is home to the most epic comic and game store around. Borderlands Comics and Games. Reimagined, bigger, and better than before. The state's premier hobby shop has been bringing the best in comics, manga, and gaming to the region for 3 decades. Come see us at our amazing location at 410 South Pleasantburg. Live the Borderlands experience for yourself. We've gone to a whole new level. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Proud sponsors of the Upstate Pulse. Borderlands Comics and Games. Read, build,
while on
play.
the stream, and they can hear you.
We're proud to
And
build
some people
high-quality
from your
custom
place
homes that stand
of business
apart as
actually
homes
watch
our
this
clients
on
are
occasion.
proud to live in.
So,
As people, A2E
yeah.
stands
So,
for
I
God,
mean,
our country, our Constitution, and as a company, we always work to do the right thing the right way. And that's why
Your
our
mom
clients not only
will
love
come
their
at you,
A2E
bro,
homes, they love
if you let it
watching
grow
them
too
being
long.
built. And why for over a decade, we've been the
You
Upstate's
absolutely will.
home building partners. Visit a2ebuilders.com or call 238-2304.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in?
Thank you.
Is that better, Dave?
Thank you. Best part about though is that you actually heard them.
Yeah.
I will not noob myself for that.
Also, it's all right, random Facebook user. We still can't see who you are. Well, that's the other thing is they never heard that we don't know who anybody is on Facebook. And I'm saying that because chaos.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a test.
This is definitely a test.
You passed, Dave. Flying colors. The colors that you can taste now due to the exposure from the monkey. I don't know if you saw his comment about that earlier. I, for one, thought it was humorous.
Welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Cameron here. It's like the old days, like the pandemic days. And we're so glad that you're here with us. Apologize for the problems that we had a little bit earlier because I am new to this board, and there were some settings that need to be changed that I didn't quite understand. But thanks to the amazing Chris Evans, now I know, and knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe. So going forward, I will know what to do. And
what's the other half?
What?
Never mind.
Exactly.
That's an on-stream joke. I just realized that.
Yeah. I just yeah. Chris is asking me if there's anything else I need, and I said a cheeseburger, a higher intellect, his mom's brownies. His mom's brownies are excellent, by the way.
I was about to say, that's
specific. Oh, it's very specific for a reason. Because she's brought in baked goods
Can
before.
we also throw in some Charlie James scones?
Yes.
Just all of the good baked goods that come around from the people that we know.
Now listen. I don't want Charlie scones anymore. They were so good, and we've had this discussion before.
I got you.
They were so good. I don't want them again. I don't want them again because I want to savor and recall how good they were once.
You'd much rather taste the memory.
And I guarantee you that they're that good every time. But just in case.
Are you doubting Charlie James's baking skills?
No, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. He may have even gotten better because He's Charlie James. That's what he does.
Exactly.
He improves. Yeah.
What if that was the scones in their first form? What if they haven't achieved their final, the final evolution of scones?
I don't know if it's worth asking. And plus I would have to ask for more. I mean, he brought those in, brought them, and they were warm and they were in those baskets and the butter was so good. It was, yeah, I don't know.
What kind of butter was it, Dad? I believe it was Kerrygold Irish butter.
I do believe it was, but I think I threw on the whipped butter and I was good because butter's good when they get whipped. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I did something this week that I don't know. I didn't ask for permission from my granddaughter's parents, but I did it anyway because babysitter. I mean, and here's what I did. And I am curious. And Cameron, you could speak to this, but maybe on a niece level. When do you share your pop culture with your kids or your grandkids or your nieces or neighborhood children or whatever? I mean, when do you start sharing them? So I watched my granddaughter just about every day after school for a couple hours, had her for an extended time this week. And so I thought, is she ready yet? I don't know if she's ready. She's 6. I can really talk to her about acting and makeup and things like that. Is she ready for Lord of the Rings? And so
at 6?
Yeah. Is she ready for Lord of the Rings? Listen, we both know that my granddaughter, your niece, she's pretty smart, and she's also going to be a nerd. And it's not going to be because it's hereditary. It's not, I mean, it's not like we are
considering what dinner was like yesterday. Yes.
Well, and I think her dad won't admit it, but he is one too, to a degree.
Yes.
With certain things, especially like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's letting her watch Dragon Ball Z. So if she's watching Dragon Ball Z, even though it's a cartoon, I think, and she asks questions, she does. So we watch Fellowship. And here's the thing.
How'd it go?
We also take turns watching things. So there might be a little something to the reason why I decided to pick that movie. That's not the first one I watched, by the way. Let me go back a step. The first thing we watched Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh.
And the reason why I did that is because Cameron was, I think, younger than that when I took him to see that movie. And I wanted to see what she would, a couple things. First of all, I wanted to see her reaction to Jar Jar Binks, which she loved him. And it's like, see, that's because this movie is for the kids. Yes. And she asked questions about the bad guy and the good guy and stuff. And then, she lost interest eventually because it's a pretty long movie too. And you think that they're not paying attention, but you find out that they are because they ask questions later on about things that happen later in the movie. So that went well. So the next day I thought, okay, my turn again. Let's go with Fellowship of the Ring.
Which, by the way, I would say Episode 1 is a much safer choice than Lord
It
of the
was.
Rings.
No, it was. It was. But
you don't think about it, but Lord of the Rings is brutal for a 6-year-old.
Texter says, no, she's not ready. Let her read the books first or read it to her. Nah, it's going to be a while before she can read those books.
Yeah.
I mean, she's only in first grade. So, and those are a little bit above first grade reading level.
A tad bit.
Yeah, just a tad. She liked it. At least she acted like she liked it. She's asking all the questions. She didn't understand Gollum entirely, but think about it. You don't see too much of him. Just kind of see a silhouette of him, and you hear him screaming Baggins. She was not happy about the ring race.
That's what I was.
But I explained to her, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take away some of the fear from her.
Which is a good idea.
Yeah. And I said, you remember for Halloween that I dressed up as a bad guy from Star Wars? And she's like, yeah. I said, that was just makeup. And these are actors. And I said, I can show you this same guy in another movie and another movie and another movie because it's not real.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help her because she has, I'm not trying to give her nightmares, but she has nightmares because a lot of people do. And I'm trying to help her with that. But I'm also trying to share my pop culture. So how soon is too soon to share your pop culture with with a child or a grandchild or a niece or whoever, and what pop culture do you share? What is the first pop culture that you will share or have shared with with the younger people? Text line 71307, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. I also shared with her something else. We went through Game Pass. Bluey was boring to her, even though she loves Bluey. What was the other? A Peppa Pig, boring, not enough excitement. Then I found a SpongeBob game, and she really loves SpongeBob. And now I've gotten her into playing SpongeBob, and she played SpongeBob for a couple hours. It's hard to keep a 6-year-old child occupied for that long, but she loves the characters, and she really had a lot of fun playing. She doesn't understand the rotating camera. Every time she pushes it up, and so it's a top-down view, and you can't see anything. And I've been trying to explain it to her. And by the time we had played a little bit, my wife came home, and she and I were talking stuff to each other. I was like, give it to me. You can't do it. I can too. Do it. You'll see. I could do it. I could get past it. Like, I told you couldn't get past it. Well, you can't either. It's like, give it to me, and I'll show you. So some good old gamer talk.
Yeah. In the case of like when you should do it or like when it's available, it's just like as far as like sharing your pop culture is maturity and like whether they would A, be into it, and B, can handle it. And you got to think back, because I realized after being around my niece for a little bit, it's just like I don't know how to operate around kids.
You do not. I mean, there are some things.
Because I talk over adults sometimes. If that.
Well, when you were a kid, you did that too, to the point where the kids didn't get you, but the adults did.
The teachers laughed.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. It definitely wasn't me. So, especially after today. So anyway, let us know. Text line 71307 or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or X. I see your wrestling comments. I'll try to get to that. When we come back, we're going to hit the Nerd Roundtable. We're going to combine it with some video game stuff. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
We can always talk about this. How did you react to the poll?
So what I did is, because I've watched the movies enough and I read the books a bunch of times.
You know what's coming.
I know what's coming. So I was telling her, all right, there's this really big bad guy coming. And then she's like, and I don't know if she's going to watch, and she's talking about Gandalf. Did he die? It's like, he did, but God sends him back. And she's like, so God sends him back. I was like, God sends him back, which is what happens.
Yes.
He is sent back by essentially what is, and you know,
it's like a Luvatar or something.
Yeah, but Tolkien wrote it as a parallel to the Bible in a lot of ways and things like that. So Gandalf does come back, and she really liked Galadriel until
oh God, I forgot about that part
until
too.
That part. Yeah,
a queen.
Yeah. Is she a bad guy now? Like, no, she's telling him what would happen if she became a bad guy. But she's not going to be a bad guy because she's too good to become a bad guy.
Let me scare the crap out of you so you know I shouldn't have this.
And we talked about the height difference between Bilbo and Gandalf when he was in Bag End and how he was bumping his head and stuff and things like that.
Half expecting it. That's like you, Papa.
Everyone's telling me, and I'll get to it. All the texters are telling me that I did the wrong thing. But you know, I think it's individual about what they can handle.
Yeah, I mean it's up to everybody's different. Every kid's different. The other thing is she's very highly imaginative, so she would have nightmares regardless.
Didn't hear about her having nightmares. she actually said something. Hey, Papa, remember like that movie we watched yesterday? And she brought up a reference from it.
I just want her to say full of a tooth at some point.
No, that's not what she needs to be saying at school.
You're right. That's a terrible thing.
Yes.
Again.
I still think you can handle Dragon Ball. You can handle just about anything. You know how many people die on Dragon Ball?
A lot.
Yeah. Like everyone's died once or twice.
Yacht is here.
Who hasn't died? Who hasn't died in Dragon Ball?
No one. Everybody on the main roster has
Bulma.
died.
Well, no, she died.
Yeah.
She died when Boo killed everybody.
Yeah, Boo ate everybody on the lookout.
Yeah.
Well, Boo killed everybody on Earth.
That is true. I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel like I did the wrong thing.
You did.
So,
because the other thing is it's building a bond and it's sharing experiences with her and also showing her cool new stuff. And you only get to show someone
something first for the first time. And these are things she's not going to get to see elsewhere.
No.
Because they're not into that.
No.
Although my daughter saw all those movies too.
True,
so,
but she'll just see Harry Potter on loop.
She doesn't like Harry Potter. Hope her mom's not watching because she's been oversaturated.
Can she handle Dune?
By the way,
Probably
also Labyrinth. She can handle Labyrinth. All right, time to hit the nerd roundtable where we debate things and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, we pretty much debate everything anyway. Believe it or not, Cameron does disagree with me sometimes.
I do a lot.
You know who else disagrees with me? Some of the texters. So, texter writes, if she's not ready, let her read the books first or read it to her. Texter says, too soon if she can't read, understand and enjoy the book. Texter says, at 6 years old, I would have introduced her to Flight of the Navigator or the Goonies. On stream, let's see, you know your granddaughter and what she can handle, or hopefully you do. Another Facebook user. Man, we got to figure out why. I think it's definitely a Facebook
random
thing.
person from Facebook. Number 5.
More than likely, it's my fault. The Istari, the 5 wizards, are technically angels in human form in LOTR universe. And another texter says, can she handle Dune? Dune's kind of boring to a degree.
It would be for her.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not like
there's not enough action. By the way, I started her out with Wizard of Oz. She was okay with, but she loved Labyrinth. So I mean, to the point where she wanted to watch it every day. What I had tried early on, like a couple of years ago, and she wasn't ready for it yet, just because of the Muppets. But there are some dark parts. And I'd explained to her that Jareth is not a girl. But you know, but she really liked Labyrinth to the point that she wanted to watch it every single day. So I think I think Labyrinth is a good starter point for Lord of the Rings, because technically there are goblins and things like, I mean, he is the Goblin King.
True, but I think Lord of the Rings is far more violent.
Well, yeah, it's a little more realistic, but you also got to remember that the children of today are growing up where animated films are live action now. So it's totally different. They're seeing that stuff before they're seeing cartoons. And some of them would rather see the cartoon. But just about every Disney thing that you grew up watching has been turned into a live action film.
True.
And none of them have been very good.
Yeah.
But
even Lion King, which is in CGI for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like, what was the point? It was a lateral move right there.
Yeah, but it's kind of, well, anyway, and you lose the original actors and things like that. So, I'm okay with it as long as her parents don't yell at me. And if they do, I'll go, okay, well then I'll stop. All right, let's talk about some video games before we get into the roundtable. Dragon Age Veilguard, a lot of mixed reviews. I talked about it a little bit last week. By the way, text says Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Which version? The cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Or and there was a BBC play, which is very good. It's not necessarily because they have someone in a animatronic type lion. It's really cool. I saw it when I was younger. You should look that up. No, it's really cool. It's put on by the BBC, which was just bought by AMC, by the way. They already owned like 49%. They bought the whole thing now.
Ah.
Yeah. So
no
it's Lion Witch and Wardrobe was excellent. I loved the cartoon because I saw it when I was a kid, and I liked the first adaptation. I thought it was pretty good too, except for there was no Turkish delight.
Which, by the way, tastes terrible.
Does it? I think
it's not delightful at all.
I think I've tried it before, but I'm not sure. So anyway, getting back to Dragon Age Veilguard, a lot of people upset.
Also, one more point on that. Edmund, you sold out your family for this?
Yeah, it's a delight it says delight.
Did the magic enhance that?
Here's the thing. Probably. It was enchanted, remember?
Yeah.
You had to keep wanting more and more. So the enchantment probably made it taste good. If you're going to enchant something, you're not going to make it taste bad.
What terrible magic did the witch introduce to this?
Yeah.
Sugar.
Probably. So Dragon Age Veilguard, I put in a ton of time. I've been playing this thing 3 or 4 hours a day and thought I was at least halfway through, and I'm not so sure. I don't think I am now. I did this thing the other night. I made a mistake. Cameron and I talk about this a lot, and I believe this is good form as a gamer. If you got to get up early, do not play a game that causes your heart rate to go up before you go to bed, because you can't go to sleep. You lay there and you're hyped up with adrenaline and things like that. And I made the mistake the other night, and I have to get up at 4 a.m. because I'm on a morning show. I got to get up early. I try to go to bed somewhere between 9:30 and 10, which is still not enough sleep, but that's what I do. I'll retire someday and I'll get plenty of rest. Maybe, I don't know. So I walked into a room. It's like, I'm going to go to this one other place. I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I walked into this place, and then a cutscene happens, which something major is about to happen after a cutscene. This thing actually has a lot of cutscenes. And it's like, okay, well, let's see what happens. I'll probably save it afterwards. And then a boss battle ensues. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and give it a shot. I'm probably going to die right away. And then I'll turn it off and I'll come back to it tomorrow. I didn't die right away. I was holding my own. I was within slivers of health of dying. And every time, because I have a healer with me, which is on a timer, they can heal you, but so much time has to pass before they can use the spell again. I kept surviving somehow. And I'm like, okay, to the point where I'm talking to the TV, which I don't normally do, yelling at the TV like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Come on. And you will get to Cameron's getting this as a birthday gift because you requested. He's getting it next week. So I don't spoil too much. But you think something. But anyway, it went way too long. By the time it was done, and I actually beat it, which I shouldn't have, but I do that a lot. I should not be able to do things the way I do in gaming and be successful, but I am, either by luck or I'm so skilled at my method that I will it to work.
Whatever method that is,
yes.
I still haven't figured out what that is.
It's tanking. Even if you're not a tank.
Dodge.
Yes.
Just dodge or block.
Oh, no.
Something.
I dodge. I just keep forgetting to block. And the
block.
The blocking's pretty effective, but I can dodge. Just the blocking, it's just like it's foreign to me. I can't do that. So anyway, so then I went and laid in the bed till like after 11 o'clock before I went to sleep, and
oh Lord,
was pretty silly yesterday and said some things that cracked some people up. So I mean, there's that. There's that.
It enhanced you.
I will say I'm enjoying the game, but I was a fan of all the other Dragon Age games too. There are complaints about the combat. I'm okay with the combat. The storyline's fine with me. It's a little more difficult to get the romance options to click, which is a part of the story. It's a little bit more difficult to do some things that I can't disclose because I don't want to spoil for Cameron, which is more added things for this game. But I guess people are sinking like 100 hours into it before they beat it. And it's an extremely large game, and I'm good with that. And so if you get a chance to play it, you should play it. We got news yesterday or the day before. There's going to be a Hogwarts 2. My daughter's going to be pretty excited about that. Here's the thing, though. It's going to tie in with the new series.
Really?
And they're not saying how, but it's going to tie in with the new series. So Hogwarts 1 was like 100 years before Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So this, they're casting right now to do a Harry Potter series on, I think it's Max, and they're going to do year after year after year. And it's going to be able to be more closely to the books. I never read the books, but it's going to be more closely to the books than what the movies are.
Redoing?
Yes. It's starting from the beginning.
Oh.
A new Harry is being cast, new Hermione, new Weasleys, all that stuff.
All of the Weasleys.
Yes. There were Weasleys 100 years ago in Hogwarts 1. So
yes.
Anyway, because the Weasleys are eternal. I want to see how it ties in. So they're not saying for sure that it's in this, but they're saying it ties in. Who knows? There may be ghosts.
There
might be ghosts that show up in the Harry Potter TV series that were actually alive from that or something.
Yeah.
They'll tie it in somehow. That game is pretty good. I enjoyed it. I unfortunately ended up in Hufflepuff, and sometimes you end up in Hufflepuff.
That's where I ended up.
Slytherin. So you end up in Hufflepuff, and you're like, you know what? Let's do Hufflepuff. They don't get a lot of respect, so I'm going to do Hufflepuff.
I will bring glory to the House of Huffle.
I did. So, I don't know if you've heard of Elon Musk before. I don't know if you heard of the guy.
I don't know. Seems so.
And some people are trying to act like that he bought his way into this. Elon Musk plays a lot of Diablo. Okay, he does. I don't know when the guy sleeps. He might be a robot, but he plays a lot of Diablo 4. He is ranked 19th in the world. And he throws up videos all the time, live videos of him playing Diablo 4.
What, on leaderboards and stuff?
Yes,
like that for the
leaderboards in the world.
I was trying to think of
there's only like 2 Americans that are on the leaderboard. Oh. He's one of them. Yes. And he shows videos of him playing live all the time. So I do believe that he's that good. He was, I forget what character it was, but he was like level 100 something. And you played enough to get pretty high with some of that stuff.
Yeah. I maxed out on the last season.
So I don't know why it bothers people. How does he have time to do all that and do all the other stuff he does and like invent rockets and stuff? Because he's a genius. And you know what genius needs? Sometimes you need to break away from that and just have an outlet.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to slay out on some demons.
Video games is my major outlet from not just an escape from, some of the stresses of the world. Not that I have any major stresses. I work with people who are completely calm all the time. And but it helps me escape some of the pain that I'm in right now. So I enjoy playing it. I have a problem with the fact that he is playing Diablo 4. All right. Happy belated N7 day, Cameron, and to everyone out there. N7 happened just 2 days ago. And a lot of times during N7 they have
I'd like to say one thing. Just go Shepherd.
You should check out Destiny.
Oh yeah.
The Normandy is in Destiny right now.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yes.
Last year they included a couple outfits from Mass Effect.
There's a trailer out there. The Normandy is in the sky. Yes. It looks pretty cool. It wasn't just Destiny. There's another game they did that for. By the way, they also you can get some Mass Effect armor in Veilguard. I don't like it, but it's still pretty cool that you can get it. You go back to your base and there's a chest there with all that armor. And it's just an appearance thing, but it's still pretty cool that they did that. But on N7 they announced, all right, so they had announced this before a couple years ago, but they're finally doing it. They are making the TV series. So they are writing and casting it right now. The question is it going to be a guy shepherd or a girl shepherd?
Mm.
And does the current political climate make it one way or another?
I don't know.
Because I think it might.
Probably.
Yeah, I want it to be. I'm Commander Shepard, and when I always shop at this store. Yeah,
This is my favorite shop on the Citadel.
my favorite shop. Yes, for sure.
Well, here's the other thing. If they're going to include the original characters and stuff, the aliens, if they CGI them or anything, bring back my boy Garrus.
They don't have to CGI them.
No, they could go
practical effects. There's no one to take it. Well, some of the haunting reply. I mean, those maybe they could end up being Muppets or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to the series.
Core Muppets.
I want to see who plays Liara.
I mean, I do.
Yeah. Odie would really like it, except she's blue, not green. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
You big stupid jelly. By the way, male Commander Shepard voices the hand-off, so he is not calling himself stupid.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, same.
If they're able to do, I mean, we know effects wise and stuff they can do just about everything they need to.
Also, I think they're still making a Destiny series too, but
there's a lot of series being made. I hope they stick to the original story. I hope it's John Shepard, just because.
Well, the question is, are they doing it in the Mass Effect universe, or are they just following along with what happened in the games?
I'm pretty sure they're going to do the game stuff, which they should. I mean, that's the best kind of starting point. At least I think.
Probably not, Dave. Perhaps future generations will get to play it.
Also, the makers of Veilguard say there's not going to be any DLC, that they're going straight to everybody's going to work on Mass Effect.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Which I'm happy about. I didn't think Andromeda was that bad of a game. I think people really wanted to see some more Shepard, and they should. And not just Shepard, but Liara and some of the other ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Joker.
people
I mean,
love the crew. It's still one of my favorite. Well, all of them were awesome, but Garrus is like my favorite bro character.
It's my favorite bro character.
That makes sense.
It's my dude. It's
When
my
you-
guy.
when
It's
you-
my fella. He's
My space bro.
Space bro.
He's my guy. He's my young soldier. He's my.
And who's going to play Tali Zora? And will we see her face for like the first 25 episodes of the show?
Right not till the end.
Maybe you don't know who she is till she reveals her face. Be like Masked Singer.
Tali Zora of West Normandy.
And the Geth, I think, would be pretty easy to do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of things that they could do. We've seen so much with today's effects, and by the time they get the thing done, it also depends on what the budget is. and
Also,
stuff
man,
like
that's
that.
going to be haunting.
I mean, if you could do Starship Troopers, you can do that.
Yes. Also, think about the Husks, the Reapers.
Yeah.
The Collectors.
Oh, the sound the Reapers made.
Mm.
Yeah, that's haunting. That's in your dreams going, no. Also, the Banshees from 3.
Yes.
Yeah, the Banshees from 3 were.
I'm still haunted by the piano.
Yeah, it's like no.
Also, remember the co-op on that?
Well, the co-op on 2 was like the co-op that. Well,
No, co-op
I'm
on
thinking-
3.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the one that I was playing while you were in college. That I was playing online and beating people all over the place. What was that? Was that 2 or 3?
3.
It was 3.
Also, it was cooperative, but
Yeah. I was.
you were getting more kills.
I was doing the Krogan thing. It was just the Krogan rush. People were getting so mad at me. Yeah.
While I was in college.
Yeah, so many people were mad. One of the only games that I've played online by myself. Well, no, I play Fallout 76 a bunch, but still.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind jumping back on that some.
Probably got expanded a bit.
A ton since the Uruguay incident of 2020. That was.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
All right, W has spoken. That means it's time for the lightning round, where we try to squeeze in as many things as we possibly can in the last few minutes of the show. By the way, hopefully everybody will be back next week. If not, we'll be here.
Yep.
Or I will be.
Hold down the fort.
I'm required to be. And I also love it. All right. PlayStation is currently working on a controller that will rewind. Rewind. So what it will do, it's got a dedicated rewind button. So what it will do is if you're playing a game, you hit the rewind button, it will rewind back like 5 minutes so you can see what you did. You can't actually go back and play. It's not like Prince of Persia. You can't go back and start.
I like to show you footage.
But yeah, so let's say you just did something and you can't remember what you did. Like say you had an interaction with a bunch of people and you don't remember what you're supposed to do next. Instead of going back and trying to find the dialogue and read through it, you can rewind 5 minutes and watch it all, which I think would help me a bunch in some games.
Also, let's review the tape. How did I die?
Exactly. No, there's that too. You can go, okay, that thing killed me, or how close was I actually to beating that? That sort of thing. I think it's a cool idea. Hopefully it makes its way to all gaming systems. We'll see. It's, I believe, patent pending as far as that goes. All right. Someone has been added to Fallout Season 2. He goes by the name of Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, that was real?
Yes, it is real. Macaulay Culkin is going to play some kind of genius. Yeah, I hope he turns into something. I hope he turns into a mutant, but I don't know that he will.
I can just see it now.
But no, he works in that universe. If you think about how Macaulay Culkin is, and he's been, especially his adult roles, he's a little more quirky. I think he fits really well into that universe, which is just so weird, but at the same time,
it's retro yet very 1950s.
Will he be one of the Frozen people? Because we haven't seen all of them.
True. He could be one of the overseers.
He could be one of the future overseers, but more than likely he's just science.
He could be Enclave
or Institute.
True. Well, they're focusing more on the Enclave with what's going on.
I know. Is there anyone in Vegas he could be? Remember, they're going to Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're going to Vegas. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't play Vegas.
There wasn't any scientists that were alive besides Mr. House.
It doesn't mean they can't create a character. Well, think about it. Vegas will be done.
Yeah.
Because
it's also further in the future.
Right.
So anybody who was alive during that time is probably not.
All right. In case you didn't know, Diddy's been in some problems, and no one will buy his mansion. Apparently, according to TMZ, our sources say a married couple recently looked at the house, and the woman was creeped out and couldn't wait to leave. As one source put it, there is definitely an ick factor.
This house is not clean.
It is very unclean. And
we
plus,
showed a black light on that. There ain't enough.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Leftover lube bottles and stuff.
I kept slipping all across.
Yeah,
the
it's
floor.
just like I don't know. I ain't getting in that pool. So $61.5 million is what he's asking for the mansion.
Of the slip and slide.
Yeah,
mansion?
no one's willing to buy that mansion for some reason. I don't know. By the way, Cameron and I. Well, first of all, Ray Gunn has retired.
No.
Yes. She couldn't handle the pressure and all the criticism. She is no longer a breakdancer. I know it saddens a lot of people. She is no longer a breakdancer. So she's probably keeping the memories and all the
Well,
things.
maybe
that
she
know.
goes. Maybe she like starts training future break dancers.
She might
So
actually
she can keep the memory alive.
All right, 2 trailers just popped up today, thanks to D23. Captain America's trailer and the Thunderbolts trailer. Watch them if you can. They are both amazing.
I'm looking forward to them.
Yes, they are so much better. I don't know if they've shown us too much, but I really like them. I cannot wait to see those movies.
Is that Bucky?
Yes. All right. Thank you to everyone for listening and bearing with us through our technical difficulties. Hopefully Odie will be back next week. Hopefully Matthew will be back next week. But we will be back next week. And you know what? Be kind to people. You know, some people are down for some reason and they're having a hard time of it. The world and the country still exists. And to those of you who aren't celebrating, we are. Sorry. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right, stream. Just want to say goodbye and no Rob Brown show Monday, but we'll be back on Tuesday. And as far as shows on WRD, all the hosts are going to be here on Veterans Day. So you can check out all those shows. And the Upstate Pulse will be back next week. And bye-bye. Say goodbye, Cameron.
Bye-bye. See you later.